Welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. It's Monday, brand new week. We're ready to get started here. Not a whole lot of games today, just 5. But I picked in every game, so I was able to find something in every game that I liked. So I don't always do that. I'm trying not to push plays. I'm just trying to bet what I like, and I have a couple plays in each game, so we'll see. Nick, how's it going?
All right, good. This is a weird looking slate, to be completely honest. I have a couple of totals I like. I have a couple of team totals I like, and that's just about it. Last couple of days, I had good starts, and then the end of the night just feels like after I get a certain amount of wins, the hockey world's like, all right, that's enough for you. And then I lose like my last 5 or 7 plays. I'm like, but other than that, things are going good. Hopefully, a little turnaround here before the All-Star break.
Awesome. We do have a couple more people joining us, probably just a couple minutes late here. We will go to the first game here in just a second. Florida Panthers, minus 315. Columbus, plus 255. Total 6.5 in this game. For me, I'm backing Florida, but obviously not on their money line or on their puck line. I'm taking Florida race to 4 goals, half a unit on that, minus 125, and also half a unit on Sam Bennett to score, plus 165. Sam Bennett has scored in 7 of his last 8 games. He has scored in. He has multiple goals in a few of those games. Florida's won 7 in a row against Columbus. That's last year and this year. They scored 4+ in 6 of the 7 games. They are 3-0-2 in their last 5 in Columbus. Florida this year on the road in the last 7 games here, they're 4-2-1, and they've scored 4+ in 4 of the 7 games. So they are scoring right now. Even on the road, they are still performing well. 13-2-1 in their last 16 games, 12-2-2 to the over 6. So they are a scoring machine. I'll take Florida race to 4 goals and Sam Bennett to score. That's what I like here in this game. Nick, what do you think in this game?
Yeah, this one was a weird one for me because I wanted to get to a total in this game, but at 6.5, Columbus tells me under, and Florida tells me way over. I wanted to get to maybe a team total for Florida because they've been doing really well. Offensive goals expected over 3.33 in 4 straight games. But that's a 4.5 team total, so I didn't get to that. I end up going with just 2 goal scorer props in this one here, quarter unit each. I got Sam Bennett as well at plus 160, and I got Carter Verhaeghe at 200. I expect Florida to get me some goals in this game. I just don't know if I could have relied on them to get me 5 tonight. I think that's still an awful lot. Even at a nice, I believe it's plus 125, plus 130. So for me, I just stuck with the two goal scorer props, Bennett and Verhaeghe for me.
All right. Weapon X, what do you like in this game?
Yeah, I mean, everything's so juice, man. And I just want to be in and out of this game as quick as I can. Florida has been so uneven on the road. I just love goals. I'm looking at both of these teams. Columbus at home, Florida on the road. There tends to be a lot of goals in the first period. So I went with the alternative over 2.5. So if I can get 3 goals here at plus 185, I got that, and I also got both teams to score at plus 130. That's what I like. And if it doesn't cash, it doesn't cash. At least I'll know in the first, and I can hedge out the rest of my night elsewhere. You know what I mean? I love Bennett with you guys. I'm on that too. I got to get it a little bit higher at plus 175, so I got blessed with that on one of the books. But I love your angles there. I think he's been a Columbus killer. I think he has more goals than games played against Columbus. So I think Bennett definitely gets on, and he's been on fire. Also have other props that I might look into this game. Hopefully we get goals, which kind of translates into props, obviously. But that's all you're gonna get from me here. Everything else is just too juice. The puck line, yes, minus 125, but paying juice on a puck line that you might get a bad beat at the end with Bobrovsky and Florida. Nah.
All right. Andy, welcome on in. What do you think here, Florida, Columbus?
Thanks very much for having me again. Yeah, this is an interesting game because you've got two teams which there is a definite talent disparity between. But, we've talked about this before. Florida is not the same team on the road as they are at home. They're only just above 500 on the road. The last time these two teams played, Columbus played in Florida and it was 9-2, and the crowd was shouting, "We want 10." So that was quite a humiliating experience, and Merzlikins got pulled early, and so I think that the memory of that game will be at the front of all of the Columbus Blue Jacket players' minds, and so I think you're going to see a concerted effort from them. And don't look now; they're on a 2-game win streak, having beaten the Rangers and Montreal. And what you said was right, Terry. Florida has had their number in recent head-to-heads, but they were all played in Florida. If you actually look, if you go back a little bit further and isolate the games that were played in Columbus, what's interesting about those games is 4 of the last 5 have gone to overtime. And also on the road, Florida plays quite a few overtime games also, albeit against the better teams in the league. So, look, I think Columbus can get 3 goals in this game. So that's my main play, which is over 2.5 team total Columbus, minus 115. But I'm also going to put something small on the draw in regulation at plus 400, as well as Columbus to pull the upset tonight at plus 225. And I agree, Bennett to get a goal at plus 160 is a great look, and I'm on that also, as well as the overshots on goal for both Boone Jenner and Alexander Barkov. Jenner actually, if you isolate his home games, he has gone over 2.5 shots in his last 5 games. So he's had 7, 3, 4, 5, 3, and 4. So, they're my plays.
100%.
All right. Yes, I looked at the draw. I considered it, but I decided just to go with race to 4 and Bennett anytime goal. So I just need Florida goals, and I don't have to worry about overtime or who wins.
It's 465 on my book for the draw.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, I could see Columbus trying to keep this game close. Like I could see Columbus, like Andy said, Columbus coming out with revenge on their minds and play a close game. So I could definitely see the draw in this. That Sports Guy, welcome in. We are in Florida, Columbus. What do you think?
Hey, for me, this is a no bet. When I looked at this game, it was last night. I was leaning Florida puck line at even money, but I didn't want to take it because I thought maybe they'd go with Johansson in that today and play Bobrovsky tomorrow against the Rangers. But ultimately, I think I'm just going to stay off this game. I know Florida has played a little better on the road as of late, but I think it might be a potential look ahead spot. I mean, they play the Rangers tomorrow night. Might take this Columbus team a little easy today. So I don't really want to pay the juice on anything. I think Columbus will be able to score tonight. So I don't hate that team total that Andy's on. One interesting thing here, Columbus is 5-0 to the over on back-to-backs, I believe. So for me, it would be a lean towards the over 6.5, but I think you're paying minus 130 for that, so I'm not going to touch it. And I think, like I've said a few times on here, I don't really touch totals at 6.5, but that is interesting to know that they've gone over every night on the second night of a back-to-back. But for me, ultimately, I think Florida wins this game. But like I said, I don't think there's anything that's worth touching with the prices. So for me, it's just going to be a stay away. Although I do have over 5.5 an alternate total for this in a parlay. That's about it.
Interesting. Yeah, very interesting. You could always use that as your parlay piece as well. So yeah, while you guys are all on, I did make a change with the best parlay piece going forward. From now on, we're not going to look at the odds for best parlay piece. A small change here, just because best parlay pieces isn't meant to be getting a ton of value from them. They're meant to add to a parlay. So winning is more important with the best parlay piece. So we're just going to have it ranked by winning percentage for best parlay piece going forward. Best bet will stay the same because obviously best bet, the more money you make, the better. But best parlay piece is you just want a winning bet. So whatever you think will be your lock. But obviously we're not supposed to use the word lock. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
That's a bad word in sports betting. You're not supposed to say that.
Yeah.
That's why I put the quotations there for lock. But we will go on here to the second game. Anahiem is in Detroit. Minus 120 for Anahiem, plus 100 for Detroit. In this game, I'm going with the hot team here. Anahiem 4-0-1 in their last 5 games. They played well, 3-1-1 to the over. Troy Terry has a goal in 3 of his last 4 games. He's been performing well. It seems that when Troy Terry's in the lineup, Anahiem seems to win more than when he was gone. They had a bit of a losing streak there. So I'm taking Anahiem money line minus 115 for a half unit. Anahiem raced to 3 goals plus 165 for a half unit, and Troy Terry anytime goal plus 200 for a quarter unit. I like the Ducks tonight. I think they keep rolling. I know they've been on the road here for a bit, but they've had a very good road trip, and I think they're going to want to end it here with a win against a Detroit team that lets up a lot of goals. I would not talk anybody in the over here. Detroit had that big lead against Toronto, and then we all know what happened. Toronto came roaring back and won by 3 goals in the third period. Detroit had that game, in hand and completely blew it. So I like the Ducks here. I think they get the win. What do you think, Nick?
From a side perspective, this game scares me. I don't want nothing to do with the side in this game. I could see Detroit winning this one straight up, to be completely honest. That would, I guess, be my lean is Detroit in this game. I'm just going to go over 5.5. And usually when I bet an over, I like us and I want to go with the side as well. I'll go with an over and then look at another team or one of the teams for a team total over as well. I just went straight over 5.5 in this game because we look at what Anaheim's done recently. In their last 4 games, the most expected goals they've had in any of those games was 2.61. They got massively outplayed by Ottawa in their last game, and that was just John Gibson standing on his head. It does scare me, Anaheim, a little bit, so I'm staying off the side in this one. I like over 5.5, and I think it was plus 250 for this prop. I got Trevor Zegras to score a goal, which now he is I think he's either on plus 150 or plus 120. He's now the betting favorite for the Calder Trophy over Lucas Raymond. But I like Trevor Zegras to come out here and score a goal and try to prove the better rookie here as well, going up against his matchup with Cedar and Raymond both on the opposite side, the second and third best for the Calder Trophy as well. So Zegras goal plus 250, over 5.5 in this game is all I'm really going to be on.
All right. Speaking of the Calder Trophy, I'd like to see what Matt Boldy's odds are.
I can give you that in just a second.
Well, it's probably pretty
I
good.
don't know if he'd get it at this point, though, man.
His name's not on the list.
Yeah. So he's only played in 9 games, but he has 9 points in 9 games.
They have 7 players listed for me here. Zegras is plus 110. Raymond's plus 200. Cedar is plus 500. Tanner Janelle is 12-1. Antoine Lundell is 14-1. Michael Bunting is 20-1. Dawson Mercer's 33-1. Those are the only ones they have listed on my page.
I believe you got to play more than 35 games to be considered for the Calder, right?
something like that. That's why Zegras is still available to do it this year.
Fuck you. What?
Yeah, there's some excitement going on here in our private comment.
Damn, Ryan choose violence today. I was like, oh,
I
shit.
didn't see that.
Probably somebody chose somebody's best bet or something that's the same. But
Yeah, I'm on the
Andy.
exact. I had the exact same written down as Andy, man. The exact same. And you know,
What?
last time I was on the same as him, I lost. So now I'm kind of scared. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
man.
No, I'm just kidding.
Trisha, yeah, the Wild seem to be sending Boldy to the taxi squad. I think it's for cap purposes or whatever. He was put on the taxi squad before we played last game. Like he's not out of the lineup. He's here to stay. Bill Guerin said that today to Michael Russo, the Wild reporter, that Boldy is here to stay.
Thing. Yeah, same thing
9
happened
points
in Colorado in the beginning of the season.
9 points in 9 games. I don't think he's going anywhere. It doesn't make much sense to send him back to the AHL at that point. Weapon, what do you think in this game? Anahiem, Detroit.
Oh man, I know you guys may be scared, but I ain't scared of this Red Wings team at all. I love the Ducks in this spot here, so I took them on the 3-way money line. I took them in regulation at plus 155. I'm with you guys on Zegras and Terry to score any time. Getzlaf to get an assist. So I'm definitely on that, and I'm probably gonna sprinkle one of those 3 guys to also get a PP point. That should be a pretty good edge here. I just like John Gibson over Nedeljkovic or whoever's in that for Detroit. They're defensively pretty horrible on high danger chances too. So when they give them out, they give them out in a bunch. And the Ducks, I mean, Andy can attest to that. He's been betting the Ducks to score first almost every single game, especially on the road, and they've been cashing. And Detroit's one of those teams that starts really slowly. So for me, that's my angle right there.
I also just noticed one more thing with this game. Looking at it, which makes it seem kind of fishy. The Ducks are minus 110 or minus 111, and the Red Wings are plus 101 on my book. But if you want to bet the team total, they're both 2.5, and it's cheaper for the favorite, the minus 111 favorite for Anahiem at minus 140 for their team total over 2.5. It's minus 150 for the Detroit's team total over, even though they're the underdog. Their odds are steeper to bet to hit their team total.
I think that line changed though, right? The Detroit was favored to start.
No, that should switch along with the line moving.
I don't know. I've seen puck lines not switch at all. So I've seen puck lines with the favorite still being at plus.
I'm just saying that it just looks fishy to me. That's all I was saying.
Yeah, I mean, books are always fishy. I think one way or another, they're trying to sway you. You know, they have their own ways and their own analytics to probably kind of sway you.
It just makes me a little bit more interested in Detroit tonight. Is all it really does.
All right, that's Borskaya. What do you think here, Anahiem, Detroit?
Yeah, when I looked at this game, I was tempted to take the Ducks at minus 105, but I think kind of just piggybacking on what Nick said, if you look back at their stretch of games here in their last 10, they've lost the expected goal battle at 9 of 10. So they really are getting bailed out by Gibson here. This is their last game on a 5-game road trip here. I think it's a week-long road trip, and it's their last game before the All-Star break. So that's ultimately why I ended up staying off the money line. But it's a lean towards the Ducks on the money line just with that goaltending advantage. But the play I did take is the over 5.5. Nedeljkovic in his last 3 starts at home was let in 5, 4, and 5 goals. In his last 4 starts overall, 5, 4, 3, and 5. So he's been playing a little worse than he was at the start of the year, which I think is expected because I think he was playing a little better than he is. So for me in this game, I expect goals. I think Detroit defensively isn't great. I think Anahiem can take advantage on their power play. And then if you look at Anahiem on the other side, they give up a ton of high danger chances. They gave up 18 to Ottawa. 13 to Montreal, 21 to Toronto, 8 to Boston, 20 to Tampa, 15 to Colorado. And with them, they're not producing many themselves. Like in that Ottawa game, they got outchanced by 10. In that Montreal game, they got outchanced by, I think, was this 9 I wrote down here? I can't even read my own writing. So, I mean, this team is kind of getting lucky with some of these wins. But I mean, when you have a goaltender as good as Gibson, that's usually a good enough reason to get those wins. But for me here, like I said, it's just over 5.5. A lean towards the Ducks on the money line, but I'm just gonna stay off. Considering, like I said, it's their last game on a road trip here and the last game before they go on a break.
All right. Yeah, I consider that the last game of the road trip and everything. I consider that, but I think Ducks pull it out because of Gibson. I think he'll be a big reason why.
That's where I lean, just because they've got such an edge in goaltending. But I mean, I'm just trying to play it carefully here on the last day of the month.
Oh yeah, Andy, what do you think here? Anaheim and Detroit.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. I'm surprised there hasn't been movement on the total here. I absolutely love the over 5.5. Got Nedeljkovic in goal and Gibson even in goal on the road. He has worst stats, so I think this goes over 5.5, and that's my best bet for the whole card actually, and my main play for this game. In terms of who wins, I can see angles for both teams here. I think that Anaheim are the better team. So that would be the main reason why you would take them. And the reason why you'd take Detroit is that Anaheim are on their final leg of their road trip, which is notoriously this season has been a bet against spot and a very profitable bet against spot. And also Detroit just play a lot better at home. They score at home. On the road, they just don't score, and that's why they don't win many road games. But at home, they're definitely always live. The other thing is that Detroit just fell one game below 500, and they haven't fallen 2 games below 500 this season. So I'm not sure if they're aware of that, but if they are, I think they'll be keen to go into this All-Star break sitting at 500. So I think you're going to get a good effort from Detroit here. Now, I've spoken about it many times before, and Weapon also alluded to it, that Anaheim Ducks are the second best in the league for scoring first, home and away. But interestingly, when Terry is in the lineup, it hits a lot more. There was a stretch where he wasn't playing and it wasn't hitting, so I stayed off it. But if he's in the lineup, then basically it's an auto bet for me. And in their last 5 games, they've scored first. So I'll continue to bet this -120 Anaheim Ducks to score first. What I do find interesting, it's also lining up, Nick, with what you were saying about the odds don't quite make sense, is if you look at the market for team to score first losers, it's only +170. It's usually much, much better odds than that. So I think that this is the books kind of saying that they think that, as usual, Ducks score first, but perhaps Detroit come back and win this. But we'll see what happens. I'm not playing the side. I don't have a view. But if you do like Detroit, I would either wait live and see if Ducks score first and then come in on them live, or I would take that market of the team to score first does not win the game.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Hearing with the Ducks stat with scoring first and all that, I was going to say this is just a game where you take Detroit live down 1-0.
Yeah, but I don't reckon they would be as high as +170 down 1 goal in the first period.
I think it could. I think it might be.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I often find that they usually don't shift that much because obviously a team has to score anyway in the game, so they don't shift too much early in a game for one if they're relatively even pre-game. So I think you would find. I mean, let's see if Anaheim scores first. Let's see what happens. But my prediction would be that Detroit would be about 150 live at that point. But yeah, look, we'll see. But ultimately, for me, the play is the over 5.5 at -125. And in terms of props, I love Detroit Terry +200 to score a goal. And I'm also on Bertuzzi over 2.5 shots on goal.
All right. Next up here, we have Edmonton Oilers -210 are in Ottawa facing the Ottawa Senators +175 for Ottawa. This has not been a good matchup for Ottawa. Oilers have won 6 straight in Ottawa. They won by 2 or more goals in 5 of the 6 games and scored 3+ in all 6 games. Edmonton is also 9-1 in their last 10 games against Ottawa in general, winning by 2 or more in 7 of the 9 wins. Ottawa did get their revenge and win 6-4 earlier this year, so they did break that streak, that 9-game winning streak. This Oilers team is playing much better right now, 4-0 in their last 4 games. Ottawa 2-3-2 in their last 7. I think Edmonton continues to win here. I think they win in this spot. This is a team they've had a lot of success against. Yes, Ottawa did get the win earlier this year, but this Oilers team is playing pretty well right now. So I'm going to back them. Edmonton puck line, half a unit for +125. Edmonton team total over 3.5, half a unit -135. And then I also put a quarter unit on Edmonton race to 4 goals, +110. Basically, I wanted to split my bet from the team total and the race to 4 because I didn't want to put it all on the race to 4 just in case Ottawa does happen to get a lead somehow. So I put a quarter unit on the race to 4 on the plus money there and a half unit on the team total over 3.5. I think the Oilers continue to win in the spot. Nick, what do you think here? Edmonton and Ottawa.
Edmonton's a bet on team right now, and I kind of said that with starting with like that Nashville game after they won that first one. Nashville, they went into Nashville, they won that game. I remember everybody on, I think it was Total Chaos, was on the Nashville side, and I was leaning Edmonton. I got a little greedy in that game, still lost my bet because I took the puck line, but this is a spot here where, yeah, Edmonton I think is a bet on team right now. Definitely. They have gotten at least 3.93 expected goals in 4 of their last 5 games. They've actually only allowed less than 3 expected goals in 4 straight games as well. So they're playing better on the defensive end as well. And once again, I'm going to go Edmonton Oilers, team total over 3.5. I'm going to go over 6.5 in this game in general because I do think we can get a couple goals from Ottawa because this is still, I believe, Mikko Koskinen in net for these Edmonton Oilers. And he's going to give up a couple. And goal scorer props. Obviously, Connor McDavid, even money. I think that's fine as long as you're not laying juice with McDavid. Because one huge thing I saw in their last game, they won 7-2 against Montreal. Connor McDavid did not score a point in those 7 goals. That is huge for this Edmonton Oilers team to show that they can score goals without McDavid being part of any of them. That many goals at the very least. I think he gets on the scoreboard tonight. And of course, I have to go back to him. I cashed +179 on him last game. Evander Kane to score a goal, +179. It's only a quarter unit bet for me this time, not a half unit like it was the first game where he got the first goal. Evander Kane scores another goal here. He's just trying to prove people wrong here in Edmonton right now and trying to say, keep open mind. I saw something he said, keep open-minded here with me in Edmonton. Give me a shot. I think that he's going to start scoring a few goals, and I think the Oilers fans are going to be okay with him. So Evander Kane to score a goal, McDavid to score a goal, team total over for the Edmonton Oilers, as well as the full game over as well.
All right. Before I go to bleed, I don't want anybody taking my comments. I think it was a Saturday there out of context. I did say that Evander Kane is locker room poison, and I'm sticking by that comment. In the playoffs, Edmonton will not make it. They will not make it in the playoffs. But I did also say that he is going to score points. He is going to help them offensively. So I never said he won't help them offensively. He will definitely score the points, but I believe history will repeat itself. But yeah, I just didn't want anybody saying, "Oh, you were all against him, all against the Oilers, and then now you're for them."
I think history will only repeat itself if the Oilers go on another losing streak. If the Oilers become a really bad team with Evander Kane on it, he's going to regress back to the way he was. If they're a playoff team, I think he's going to gel like Tony DeAngelo did, who was a locker room poison as well. So I think that as long as the Oilers play good hockey, I think Evander Kane's going to be fine. It's kind of like Odell in LA.
We haven't seen how D'Angelo has affected them in the playoffs yet.
No,
So
but
we'll
I
see
think he's
how
only
that
going to
goes.
help.
Yeah, D'Angelo is a little bit of a different situation, in my opinion. But the Oilers, as Jack said here, they never do well in the playoffs.
They need a goalie. They need a goalie more than a goal scorer.
Exactly.
That's what I was.
Going after Evander Kane is not solving their goaltending issues at all.
But they really got him for free, though. So, I mean, they got Evander Kane for basically free. So that's fine. Now they can go out on the trade deadline and get a goalie.
I believe Buffalo are waiving a certain goal scorer, which might be a prospect.
You mean goaltender?
Yes.
Yeah, he
Arundel?
already cleared. Nobody picked him up. Nobody.
What? Nobody picked up Arundel?
No. He went down to.
Well, I guess Colorado don't want to win the cup then, do they?
Yeah, right.
I'm sure Al Whitman Axel has something to say.
Yeah, we don't want more poverty than we already have. So, in goal.
Edmonton, Ottawa. What do you think?
We got rid of the poverty, so Jonas is in Florida now.
What's your thoughts on this game?
Oh man, Oilers puck line. Let's fucking go. That's it. I'm looking at props right now. If I could get McDavid to score any time at plus money, especially after coming off not scoring, he'll have Evander Kane. As much as Evander Kane is a dickhead, he can score goals. He plays a big game. He's a big guy. He plays hockey. He's cheap, and they just added another piece on offense that will help them. It will not help them in the playoffs, like Terry's been iterating. This Oilers team has a lot more problems defensively, scouting wise, everything. Everything's wrong with this franchise. But for now, it's a spot to hit them. They're hot. You ride a team like that hot against an Ottawa that doesn't have Batherson, doesn't have Norris. They're about to go into a All-Star break. They just want to rest right now. So.
Yeah, I think Edmonton team total or race to goals will be a look going forward. I think that's the one thing Kane will help with is the race to and the team totals and props too, because lots of props there. That's Sports Guy. What do you think here, Edmonton, Ottawa?
I'm on the Oilers puck line, plus 125. I think, like Terry said, you look back at their last meetings. Edmonton dominates this head-to-head. They've covered the puck line quite a bit, playing in Ottawa as well. And then, like Bleed said, they're missing Batherson. They're missing Norris. I know they played real well against Anahiem there. They just couldn't beat Gibson. But I think Edmonton's playing real well right now. I think they're just you got to roll with them here. And as for Kane, I mean, sure. You can hate on him off the ice, but you can't deny his on-ice ability. Like, he's a good hockey player. There's no denying that. And what he brings to that Oilers team, you got him and McDavid, then you got Draisaitl and Puljujarvi, and then you got Hyman and Nuge on the third line, which gives you, three respectable lines, which is something the Oilers obviously lacked, right? Everyone said they were really top heavy, so that gives them kind of three lines that can compete. And as for what you said about the playoffs for this team, I don't think it'll be a Kane problem if their lack of success is going to come down to goaltending. I think Koskinen's obviously not a guy they can bank on to get him there, and Mike Smith is not what he once was way back when. He's old. He's not reliable. So I think goaltending will be this team's downfall, but we can talk about that obviously as the season goes on. But yeah, for me it's simple. It's Oilers puck line plus 125, and that's it.
All right. Andy, what do you think here at Edmonton, Ottawa?
Yeah, for me, it's race to 4 for Edmonton, plus 110. I do like the puck line. I think that's also a way to play it. But if they're gonna cover the puck line, they're gonna almost definitely need to score 4 goals, and they're gonna need to probably be the first to score those 4. So I think the race to 4 just gives you a little bit of extra cover in case it's like a 4-3 game or something like that, and it allows them to even win that in overtime or shootout. So yeah, race to 4 plus 110 for me.
some books, like Bet365 is the book that I use. Race 2 in overtime you do not win.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
So-
to check. You have to check that you have a book that includes overtime.
Yeah, I don't know why. I wish they would just, and also like a goal scoring props. They don't count goal scoring props in overtime, but they count assist props. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me how that works. But yeah, the race to race to 3 or race to 4. I found out the hard way when I saw that I lost, even though Carolina won in overtime 4-3, but I did not win the race to 4 because it was in overtime. So yeah, that's why I put a quarter unit on race to 4 and then the half unit on team total over, just to make sure in case.
Yeah, I mean, you can do the team total over -135. Yeah, that's another way to take it.
That's a ballsy play there, Turnsy.
Edmonton first period.
Minus a goal and a half.
Hey, Turnsy's been pretty good with Turnsy is kind of a first period person. 10-minute no score, or like he seems to like his first period. So plus 350 price. Good luck there.
Hey, I ain't gonna talk you off of that.
We will go on here to the next game. New Jersey Devils plus 280 are in Toronto facing the Leafs, minus 360 here for the Leafs. A total of 6.5 in this game. Toronto has had success versus New Jersey. They're 6-1 in their last 7 at home versus New Jersey. Toronto is 7-2-1 in their last 10 games. New Jersey 1-7 in their last 8 games. This is a pretty big. These two teams are going in different directions. Toronto's also won 5 straight versus New Jersey in general. They scored 4+ in all 5 games, and 4 out of the 5 went over 6.5. So these two teams have been going over. The Leafs have been winning. I took the over 6 in this game, and I took Bunting anytime goal, a quarter unit plus 210. Bunting is coming off a hat trick. He also scored another goal. So he's, I believe he has 3 of his last 5 or 2 of his last 5 he has goals in. Plus 210. I put a quarter unit on it. He looked really good in the last game. I think he keeps it going here. Nick, what do you think here? New Jersey, Toronto.
Yeah, this is one I added on after my show this morning, that I was looking at during the show. Actually, I was looking at the other side during the show, and as I digged deeper into the numbers here, I realized that Toronto team total is the play rather than looking at New Jersey. Even though New Jersey's gotten at least 3.11 expected goals in 3 straight games, this is a Toronto team that's gotten at least 3 in 4 of their last 5, and actually at least 4 in 3 of their last 4. This is a team that has been putting up goals. Obviously, they put up 7 in their last game against Detroit. And I just went team total over 3.5 here with the Maple Leafs. So it's a little juicy. I believe it's around -160, -165. But I still think they get the job done here. At the very least, score 4 goals. I can see this game going over. I didn't bet the full game over, though. I just stuck to Toronto, though, because I think it's Schmidt in net for New Jersey. So I'm going to look for him to get lit up again here against Toronto. I didn't get to any goal scorer props, which was surprising for this one because I added it on late. I was looking a little bit towards Bunting here as well, and maybe Mikheyev at plus 300 is an interesting one. I think this is a good one where you can go a little bit dumpster diving for those higher odd ones, maybe like a Spezza one as well. Around, I believe I saw at 350. So that's where I'll be looking for that game. I have team total over. I didn't add any player scorer props, but I might later.
All right. So before we go to bleed, everybody that's watching via the Twitter stream, come on over here and join us on YouTube. You can comment in the chat, and we bring up all the comments and answer questions when we can here. We got around 20 viewers right now on YouTube, so that's pretty good for the second week. And everybody hit the subscribe button, the like button, and definitely share it out. We appreciate it all. Weapon X. What do you like in this game, New Jersey, Toronto?
New Jersey, Toronto. Absolutely nothing. I'm completely off this game. I think Toronto should win. Will they cover at home a puck line to save their life? Maybe. I would like to see goals. I'd like to maybe look at some props here. But obviously, anything with Matthews is pretty much juiced because it's New Jersey coming in Toronto. So that's that. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just off this game. I'm not even gonna look to like that.
Yo, what is up, guys? My name is Nicholas.
All right. What do you think here, that sports guy?
For me, I was gonna stay off this game because I thought it was hard to find some value, but just looking as of late, Toronto's last few games, or kind of since the new year, they've been able to score in the first period. And this guy going for the Devils here tonight, Schmid, I think it is, or whatever it is, he hasn't been great in his starts. So I think I'm going to target the Toronto first period team total over 1.5 at plus 165. Probably just play that, and that's it, I think, for this game.
All right. Sounds good. Andy, what do you think here, Devils and Maple Leafs?
Yeah, I'm on the race to 4 for Toronto at minus 125. I think they score at least 4 goals, but team total is over 3.5 is so juiced, and I don't want to take it over 4.5, so I'm just going to take race to 4 at minus 125. And then if you look at Toronto, basically 8 of their last 10 games have seen both teams to score in the first period. And I'm just quickly flicking through here. Devils have done a decent job of scoring in the first period, both home and away, regardless of their opponent. So I'm going to take both teams to score in the first period at plus 150.
Yeah, that was the other look I had. It was either both teams to score, the Toronto team total over 1.5. I think we see goals early in this game.
All right. We have one more game here. Vancouver is in Chicago. It is plus 100 for Vancouver, minus 120 for Chicago here. Total 5.5 in this game. I am backing Vancouver in this game. Vancouver 4-1-1 in their last 6 games in Chicago. They've had success against this Blackhawks team. 4 of the 6 games went over 6. 3 actually did go to overtime, 3 out of the 6 games. I could see this being a close game. I could see a possible overtime in this game. Vancouver 3-1-3 in their last 7. 3 out of 7 have gone to overtime. And Chicago 1-3-2. 2 have gone to overtime. So I could see overtime in this game. But Vancouver Canucks plus 100. I like them here to get the win in Chicago. They've been doing pretty well as of late compared to Chicago and have had success against them. So at the plus money here, I'll go with the Canucks. What do you think, Nick?
I am muted. That's what I think. I think goals in this game. I like over 5.5 in this spot. Both these teams have been trending towards that. Chicago's gone over 5.5 expected goals in 4 straight games. 3 of those 4 games have had at least 7 expected goals in them. And on the other side, 3 of the last 4 have actually gone over 6 expected goals here for Vancouver. Vancouver's given up at least 3.23 expected goals in 2 of their last 3 games. And Chicago has gotten at least 2.5 expected goals in 4 straight games. And I also like the team total over 2.5 here for the Blackhawks at around minus 145. It's Halak confirmed in net, I believe. Yeah. So I was looking at his stats a little bit here. He does have a 2.59 goals allowed average, which is not bad. But when you look at his expected goals allowed average, is actually a 3.10. So I'm expecting those stats are not, that 2.59 is not going to stay that way. I expect the Blackhawks to get a few goals off of him tonight. I got Patrick Kane to score a goal at plus 179 as well in this game. I like the Blackhawks team total over, and I like the full game over 5.5. I think we see goals. I think at least 3 of them come from Chicago.
All right. Weapon X, what do you think here, Canucks and Blackhawks?
Canucks, best bet of the day, money line, plus 100. I mean, it is the shit Hawks. Yes, Fleury's still in nets. Yes, Locke is in nets. I really don't care. This team is so deficient defensively. If it turns into a shootout, they'll still lose. Over under, I think they still lose. I also sprinkled half a unit on the Vancouver alternative puck line minus 1.5 at plus 265. So I think Vancouver either way runs away with this one with at least 2 goals. I like Connor Garland over shot props at minus 110. I like him to get a goal, anytime goal. That's gonna be at plus 333. So I think Connor Garland gets on the board here. He has gotten on the board against them before. He's playing with Horvat. Horvat's back in the lineup, and Pettersson. So yeah, I just like Vancouver props in here, and I like Vancouver to score goals on Fleury and Vancouver to run away with this. That's it.
All right. That sports guy, Vancouver, our resident Vancouver fan. What do you think here, Canucks, the Blackhawks?
I got the Canucks on the money line. Took it yesterday, thinking we'd see Demko. To me, I mean, he had a week off. I mean, yeah, he had COVID, but he's got the All-Star break coming up, and yeah, he's playing in the game. But I mean, how much work is really All-Star weekend? So for me, I would have liked to see them go today and tomorrow just to try and secure 2 wins here and get back kind of into a winning note before the All-Star break. But even with Halak, I don't know. I still like Vancouver in the spot. I think we saw them play poorly for a little stretch there where they were missing a lot of their key guys. Two of their 3 top centermen were out. And then last game against Calgary, we saw Bo coming back. I think he looked a little gassed at the start. I think he took him a little bit to get back into it. I think today we'll see a Vancouver team that we saw prior to that part where they got a bunch of guys with COVID. I think they were playing good hockey on the road. They were playing okay. I think Chicago's not very good defensively, like Alex said. As for the total, I'm not really sure where I would go. I think it would have been a lean towards the under for sure with them going net, but now I'm not really sure. I think last time these two teams played, it was 1-0 win for Chicago in Vancouver, I think. But Fleury stood on his head and won Chicago that game. So I mean, he has the ability to do that. Obviously, we know that, but when it comes down to it, I think Vancouver is going to bounce back in this spot against a Chicago team that's not great, and a Chicago team that they've enjoyed playing. I mean, they're 9-3 in the last 12 straight up against this team. So for me, give me Vancouver money line. I got a unit and a half at minus 105.
All right. Well, I'm with you there. So best of luck to both of us.
And I have a personal play also. I have a personal play on the puck line. I'm not giving it out, but plus 260. Vancouver minus 1.5 for half unit. I'm not giving it out. I'm not doing
Andy
that.
just told you minus 3.5 or you're a pussy.
I wish you all the best of luck there, that sports guy.
I love you, Ryan.
I'd like to see a big win by the Canucks.
3.5. I can't do that, man. Not with this Vancouver team. They're not.
I know.
They're not.
Not with Halak and Nets. I would do it with that.
Andy,
Flower is getting overplayed right now. It's ridiculous. Like they're I don't know if they're trying to trade him at the deadline or not and get some pieces because he still has a lot of value for a Stanley Cup contending team. But if you burn a goalie like that,
he's gonna win a face-off with Taves. So.
Jay Stone knows the Blackhawks. He's a Blackhawks fan, so the fact that he is on Vancouver first period money line.
Is Jonathan Taves even playing tonight?
No.
Because last game he was out.
No, he's out.
He's saying who's going to win a
face-off. Okay. Yeah.
So Vancouver should have the edge here in face-offs, which would be good for my Vancouver money line bet. Andy, what do you think here, Canucks Blackhawks?
I'm not touching this game. I don't have a view on the side. Momentarily the total was 6, in which case I really like the under at 5.5. I think what I might do is if there is an early goal and I can get a live total of 6 or 6.5, then I'll take the under because I do lean to the under in this game. Prop wise, I like JT Miller to get an assist.
All right. We did good for timing here today. We will go on here to best bets and best parlay pieces. The interesting thing here is me and Nick, we have the exact same best bets and best parlay pieces, and that Sports Guy and Andy have the same best bets and best parlay pieces. So we got some agreement here. I hope it works out well for us here. I will give out Josh's best bet and best parlay piece.
You know what? I'll change my best parlay piece. I'll go with the Leafs Devils over 5.5 alternate line.
Okay, 1 second here. Leafs Devils over. Okay. All right, so we have a little bit of a change there. All right, so Josh sent in his best bet and best parlay piece. His best bet, Toronto, New Jersey over 6, minus 120, and his best parlay piece is Anaheim team total over 2.5. So he likes the Ducks to score 3. I will let Bleed. Can you just tell me what your best parlay piece is, and then I'll let Nick go. Oh, you're muted.
My bad with that. Sam Bennett to get a goal right here.
Bennett to score.
Sam to score.
All right. Bennett to score. You don't want Bennett to get a point instead? Well, I guess it doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure it's pretty juiced, but yeah.
Because best parlay piece, the odds doesn't matter, right? Odds doesn't matter anymore. So it's just get a winner, whatever you think is gonna win. But if you think Bennett anytime goal, I'll put it in.
I mean, look, I don't even parlay. Like, I rarely parlay. When I parlay, it's the same game parlay. I don't believe in parlays. They hit less than 1%. So, I mean, if you parlay for your life, that's on you. But
yeah, I know. I'm not saying that. Best parlay piece is just something you really think is going to win. So for the parlayers out there,
let's go with best part. Okay, let's go with a juice piece, right? It can be anything from minus 500 to up.
Whatever you think's going to win.
All right, so let's go with Vancouver plus 1.5 at minus 240.
Vancouver plus 1.5.
I would never bet that and put it in a parlay, but whatever.
Well, yeah, if you don't do parlays, then that's definitely your choice. Nick, tell everybody what my best bet and best parlay piece and your best bet and best parlay piece is.
Yeah, this is weird. We're always disagreeing, but somehow we got to the same best bet and parlay piece today. Toronto Maple Leafs money line for the parlay piece, and the Edmonton Oilers team total over 3.5 for the best bet here. Hopefully, I can win one because I feel like I've been jinxing all of my best bets, and I'm 0-5, so this will hopefully be my first win here. Edmonton Oilers, give me 4 goals, please.
Yeah, I think you get it, man. Easy.
I like it. So Bleed, Vancouver money line, your best bet and best parlay piece. Vancouver plus 1.5. So you're all over those Canucks tonight. And then
let's go.
Watch out for the clown faces for Ryan's team if it doesn't happen.
That's first day. What's your best bet and best parlay piece? I know you already said it, but I might as well say it again.
Ducks wings over 5.5. Best bet. I think that's minus 120. And then I got the parlay piece. What did I say? I think it was
New Jersey, Toronto over 5.5.
Yeah, New Jersey, Toronto over 5.5. Probably minus 180. I want to say maybe minus 190.
All right, Andy.
So once again, Ryan is copying me, but I'm on Anahiem, Detroit over 5.5 goals as the best bet, and parlay for me is Columbus, Florida over alternate over 5.5.
Hey, as long as it wins, that's what matters.
The other option I'm going with, it's either this or the Oilers puck line, and fuck Koskinen, man. I can't do that. I've lost 2 best bets in a row, man. I've gone ice cold. I mean, one was garbage. That Washington Dallas over was garbage, man. 5-0 Caps. Like, how do you not contribute to that over? Oh,
We've
That
had
was,
some
that was dog shit, bro. I feel you. That was fucking terrible.
that was poverty. You know.
Long
we've
may
had
it
some
continue.
We needed Mr. Weapon X to fucking bet on Vanasek shutout. Yeah.
You want me to do it? I'll do it for you. I'll sacrifice a fucking sprinkle. I'll do it right.
1/10 of a unit on Fleury. 1/10 of a unit on Fleury shutout tonight, please.
Let's go. Let's fucking do it. Come on.
All right, before we end off the stream here, I will be, me and Nick, and most likely Nathan will be on the Look Ahead show at 8 o'clock Eastern, where we'll give a brief look at tomorrow's NHL card and lines that might move and things you should bet now, things you should bet later.
I already like tomorrow's card better than tonight's.
All right. That sports guy, Andy, Bleed, if you guys are free in 2 hours and you have any opinions on tomorrow's card, you're more than welcome to join as well.
Yeah, sure. I'll hop in. Thank you for having us.
There is NHL, there'll be obviously a show tomorrow and a show on Wednesday, but we will continue Thursday, Friday, and Saturday normal time, except there won't be NHL, but I will be breaking down AHL games. We'll also have a little bit of basketball, a little bit of college basketball. We'll figure out a game or two to go over, and we'll still bring you some picks here. Just it won't be in NHL. But I'm looking to get my AHL going here. I haven't really been paying attention as much as of late, but the AHL can be just as profitable as the NHL. So that'll be what I'll be looking at this weekend. Good luck to everybody. Smash the like button. Subscribe. If you're watching Twitter, come join us on YouTube. We love all the live comments here. And good luck to everybody tonight. And we shall see you later.